So tonight we're gonna put the final nail in this construction project. Purpose for passion. You should know by now that I believe that Scripture tells us that everybody has a plan for their life. It's a plan of abundance and a plan just saturated in God's favor. So in this series, we've walked through some practical steps and some things that I believe that we can do. And ultimately, what we're trying to do is connect our passion. We're trying to connect our purpose with our passion and excel that forwards, so that we're not only living a fulfilling and a beneficial life, but we are living a life in accordance with God's good and pleasing will, because we're just trying to please Him and lead others forward. So, with that in mind, I have an area that I want to talk about that I think could potentially be the missing link between connecting passion and purpose to get that picture of moving forward in a way that is pleasing to God. But I want to preface what I'm about to say with this. As human beings, we know, as Christ followers, let me go there, that God is the source. He is the stream from which all abundance flows. As human beings, we have a tendency to go against God's will for whatever reason. And when we do that, when we fight the current of where God is trying to push us, we can change the trajectory of our entire lives. We've done it again and again and again. We tend to put a dam in the stream, and we tend to change the way that things are going. Now, everybody has a different blockade. Everyone has a different dam in their life. But I'm here to tell you today that God offers a way out, and that is surrendering to the call of God. That is leaving some things behind in your life that may be holding you up. So without any further ado, let's open our Bibles, if you have them, to Matthew 4. Matthew 9, verses 9 and 10. As Jesus was walking along, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at his tax collector's booth. "Follow me and be my disciple," Jesus said to him. So Matthew got up and followed him. Now, to keep this short, we're going to stop it right there. We're going to flip over to Matthew 4. We're going to read verses 18 through 20. One day, as Jesus was walking along the shore of the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, also called Peter, and Andrew, throwing a net into the water, for they fished for a living. Jesus called out to them, "Come and follow me. I will show you how to fish for people." What does that mean, right? If you've never heard this before, I'm sure that was confusion. So they left him. They left him at their nets and followed him. So in these two passages, we see so many parallels, but we see a few differences. So we're just going to focus today, for time's sake, on the similarities here. Both of these men, or all three of these men, you could say, left something that was very, very secure to them. They left their profession, something that probably brought them comfort and peace and purpose in their life, security financially, and they left that. They walked away from it at the call of Jesus. You see, I said this in another video, God changes us as we go, and I believe that there's some things that we need to leave at the table as well. Now, it may not be our jobs. We may not need to walk away from our jobs, but I truly believe with all of my heart that there are some things that are holding us back from the full version of ourselves, from living out our purpose and discovering a passion and pleasing God. There are some things that we need to leave behind. Now, for some of you, it may be stress and anxiety and a false sense of security in materialistic things. Some of you may have put so much hope in another relationship that you cannot possibly have any strength left to give to God. You have no love left or any trust left to give to God because you've put it into something else. For others, maybe it's on the other side of the spectrum. Maybe it's doubt. Maybe you are doubting right now that God can't possibly use someone as filthy as you, someone as unknowledgeable of the Scriptures as you. But I will tell you right now that God does not care about getting a dirty hand ripping you out of the mess that you're in. He did it for Matthew, the tax collector, and he'll do it for you. So my call to you, my challenge to you this evening, as I'm closing out this series, is what do you need to leave behind? What baggage do you need to cut loose and unpack, leave at the table, and walk away to follow Jesus? Because there is purpose, there is passion, there is satisfaction, there is abundance, and there is favor when you walk in the way of Jesus.